With less than a month until Australia's federal election, housing affordability remains a top concern for voters as soaring home prices, surging rents, and a shortage of social housing have made buying or renting unaffordable for the average Australian.
한 달도 채 안 남은 호주 연방 총선에서 주택 위기 문제가 유권자들의 최대의 관심사가 되고 있습니다. 이는 치솟는 주택 가격과 계속되는 임대료 인상, 공공주택 부족 등의 이유로 일반 호주 국민이 집을 사거나 임대하는 게 어려워진 최근 현실이 반영된 것으로 보입니다. Tell us more.
Yeah, so the Australian housing has become much, much more expensive. They're saying that it's the second most expensive place to live now when it comes to purchasing a house. It's listed at about $1.2 million, or they're calling it a billion won in Korean money. So certainly it is becoming more and more expensive. People are having to move further and further away from the city. Somewhat like Seoul, I guess you could say, but I guess they're saying to an even more extreme extent.
Wow, that's why it's a top concern.
Yes, and when something is a top concern, it is something that people are thinking about or worried about, or it's on their mind.
Yeah. 가장 관심이 많은, 가장 우려가 되는 것을 It's a top concern이라고 표현할 수 있겠고요. 그 다음에 the average person은 무슨 뜻일까요?
The average person is, I guess, the person that is not necessarily just the majority, but like a normal, typical person. When you think of of an Australian, what do you think of?
Yeah.
You're not thinking about the richest person. You're not thinking about the poorest person. Thinking about just a normal, typical person. And, you know, I think a long time ago, I was talking about averages before because we talk about averages in three different words.
Oh no, you're going to get into the math
I'm
side of
going to go
this.
back into the exact just to remind people what the differences are with average. So the mean is the average of all things. So if you had like five numbers, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you add it all up and then divide it by 5 because there's 5 different numbers. So then the average would become 2, I believe. Or maybe 2.5. But anyways, it's kind of like everything added up and then divided. Is going to be the mean. The median is if you were to line everything up, then it would be whichever number is in the middle. So if it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then it would be 3 because 3 is the middle number of the 5 numbers. And then the mode would be the number that comes up the most. So if you had like 1, 2, 2, 3, 5, then the mode would actually be 2 because there's 2 2s. So you could think of, when you think of the average Australian or the average person, you could actually be thinking more about the mode. So just like the most common person among there. Because if you were to add up, you know, based on how much everyone earned, then that figure might be too high or too low to represent, you know, who truly the typical person is that you're thinking about. So I think when we're talking about the average Australian, I think in this particular case of the averages, I think we're actually thinking about the mode, not the mean or the median.
Why do you do this to me, Jason? 수학적인 얘기로 조금 들어갔어요. 제가 최대한 빨리 좀 넘어가고 싶습니다. 예, 그러니까 지금 아까 얘기했던 median 같은 경우에는 중간값. 완전히 가운데 있는 값을 얘기하는 거고, 그 다음에 보통 우리가 말하는 mean이나 mode는 이제 평균인데, 이제 뭐 산술 평균이 될 수도 있고, 뭐 기하 평균이 될 수도 있고, 아, 정말 왜 저렇게 힘들게 하시나요, 선생님? 여러 가지가 있는데, 지금 말하는 이제 average가 가장 일반적으로 쓰는 평균이라는 단어다. 이 정도로만 이해하시면 되겠고, 예, 수학을 전공하시는 분들은 더 잘 아실 겁니다, 저보다. 예, 아시죠? 자, 아이고, 머리 아파라. 자, 그럼 다시 돌아오도록 하겠습니다. The average person은 그래서 보통 사람, 일반인이라는 뜻이 되겠습니다. 다시 한번 제가 읽어볼게요. With less than a month until Australia's federal election, housing affordability remains a top concern for voters as soaring home prices, surging rents, and a shortage of social housing have made buying or renting unaffordable for the average Australian. Let's move on to the next headline.
The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration has proposed an airworthiness directive for more than 2,600 Boeing 737s after a passenger became trapped in a bathroom due to a broken door latch leading to a flight diversion.
미국 연방항공청은 최근 한 비행기 승객이 문 걸쇠 고장으로 기내 화장실에 갇히면서 회항하는 사태가 벌어진 후 2,600대 이상의 보잉 737 항공기에 대해 가망성 개선 명령을 내놨습니다. So because of this one incident, all these planes now have to have some sort of checkup done and money is going into it.
Yeah, that's right. 2,600 of them for this particular model of airplane by Boeing. It's their 737s. And a passenger, I guess, was trapped. And I guess this happens more than you would think. And when that does happen, then it can be dangerous for the person in there. If there's some turbulence, then obviously they're not wearing their seatbelt. So they considered it a safety hazard for a situation where it could have been avoided. So, it's because of the door latch that locks the door for the bathroom. And the fixing it, they're saying it could actually cost about $3.4 million in the end.
그러게요. 이 하나의 회항 사건으로 인해서 사실 굉장히 많은 비용이 발생할 것 같은데 안전을 위한 거니까 승객에게는 좋은 일입니다만 기내 이제 여러 가지 시설들을 확인해야 되는 시간적인 그런 번거로움은 좀 있겠네요. 자, 표현을 좀 볼게요. 이거 가망성 개선 명령, Airworthiness Directive. 이게 뭐예요, 선생님?
Let's look at airworthiness first. So, airworthiness meaning that it's worthy of being in the air or worthy of flying. So it's safe enough or it's able to fly. We're going to allow it to fly. We will hear probably a little more often than airworthiness, you'll hear seaworthy. And if something is seaworthy, then it is allowed to or able to float. So like a boat or a ship has been inspected and we'll say, okay, this can go ahead on a cruise.
감항성이라는 게 항공기가 목적지까지 안전하게 비행할 가능성을 얘기하고요. 또 다른 말로는 항공 내구성이라고도 할 수 있는데 이게 이제 선박이나 배에 대해서는 seaworthiness라는 표현으로 쓰는군요.
Yeah, and directive is sort of like a law or a rule or an order from an authoritative figure. So it could be a rule that has been made from the country in this particular case or from the aviation administration saying this is going to be the new rule that we're going to enforce.
네, 개선 명령을 영어로 directive라고 합니다. 비슷하게 생긴 또 다른 단어가 있어요. Diversion.
Diversion. It can be diversion or diversion. And this is something where you are normally going in one direction or have a destination in mind, but then you have to take a different path or move off course. You think of the word detour. Sometimes if you're driving, then maybe the road is blocked, so you have to go in a different direction or go in a different way.
Diversion. 네.
Yeah, we'll also hear it in movies sometimes as a distraction that you're trying to cause. So we'll say, okay, you cause a diversion so that, the police or security is occupied so we can do something to get away with something or to get past them.
네. 그러니까 여기서 말하는 거는 방향을 바꾸는 것인데 누구를 피하기 위해서 그렇게 할 수도 있겠고 여기서는 회항했던 것을 얘기하고 있습니다. 원래 길로 가다가 돌아서 이렇게 방향을 바꿨다. 그런 단어를 사용하고 있네요. Right, let me read it again. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration has proposed an airworthiness directive for more than 2,600 Boeing 737s after a passenger became trapped in a bathroom due to a broken door latch leading to a flight diversion. Let's move on to the final headline.
A colossal squid, the largest invertebrate on Earth, has been filmed alive in its natural habitat for the first time, marking a breakthrough in studying the elusive species, which until now had only been known from fragments found in whale stomachs, accidental catches by fishers, or specimens washed ashore dead.
지구상에서 가장 큰 무척추 동물인 남극 하트 지느러미 오징어가 자연 서식지에서 살아있는 모습 그대로 최초 촬영됐습니다. 이로써 지금까지 고래 뱃속에서 일부가 발견되거나 어부들이 우연히 포획한 경우 혹은 죽은 채 해변에 떠밀려 오는 경우로만 알려졌던 이 미지의 종에 대한 연구에 큰 전기가 마련될 전망입니다. Tell us more.
Yeah, so this is huge squids that you think of, and we've heard of, I think, giant squids before that have been filmed, but this is a colossal squid, which is a size even greater. So we're talking about something that can grow up to 7 meters in length and weigh up to 500 kilograms in weight. The one caught on camera, however, was not that large. It was actually only 30 centimeters in length. So it was a baby version of this colossal squid.
네, 컬러소 스퀴드가 바로 남극 하트 지느러미 오징어고요. 콜로설 오징어라고 하기도 한답니다. 우리말로도. 이제 대왕 오징어보다도 상당히 큰데 이번에 발견된 컬러소 스퀴드는 좀 작은 사이즈이긴 했지만 이 종 자체가 원래는 굉장히 많이 커진다고 하고요. Marking a breakthrough라는 표현을 좀 보고 싶어요.
Yeah, a breakthrough is something where if you're stuck on something or you kind of like plateauing for a while and then you kind of take a level up. You're able to maybe get through a barrier or a door that you couldn't traverse before. So you've been stuck in this sort of plateau or a bit of a lull or a slump, and then you've broken through. You've been able to go through, and then the point at which you did that, you can mark that as a breakthrough. This was the point at which the breakthrough happened.
그래요. breakthrough라는 게 돌파구죠. 그러니까 큰 돌파구가 마련이 됐다. 즉 큰 발전이 있었다. 대단한 무언가가 발견이 됐다. 이런 의미도 있을 수 있고요. 여기서 이 오징어를 뭐라고 표현했냐면은 It's an elusive species.
An elusive meaning that it's very hard to catch or difficult to see or find. It's not readily available or it's just kind of, it's good at avoiding you.
맞아요. 붙잡기 굉장히 어렵다라는 뜻이 있습니다. 그래서 좀 도피적이거나 아니면은 교묘히 잘 빠져나가는 이라는 의미가 있는데요. 그만큼 포착하기 힘든 종이다. 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. A colossal squid, the largest invertebrate on Earth, has been filmed alive in its natural habitat for the first time, marking a breakthrough in studying the elusive species, which until now had only been known from fragments found in whales' stomachs, accidental catches by fishers, or specimens washed ashore dead. Well, that's it for the headlines.